think that it can be done? Do you think that we'll be seeing these companies starting to list over the next 5 years?
Yes, I think it's something that is possible. I think there's some companies that have shown interest. And I think if the government was to come in and give the tax incentives, I think that would be a very good move in terms of enabling them to list in the market.
Also looking at other comments, the fact that the Nairobi Stock Exchange has been one of the best performing bourses on the African continent. We know that there's been quite a nice recovery so far this year. Some say that markets are going to be stalling from here onwards. Others think that we are firmly in a bull run. Where do you stand on this?
Yes, the market opened at a very low performance, but we've seen counters performing well. We've been seeing increasing and declining of the NSE 20 share index, but overall we're still at a very high level compared to other relative indices in the African continent.
One of the things that has been pushing the markets higher as well this week, given the fact that we've been seeing some good numbers out of various banks, we had KCB out in today's session, pre-tax profit increasing by 16%.
Yes, correct. Enough of the financial sectors have been performing well, especially the banks. Almost all the banks have been announcing impressive half-year results. We saw yesterday Cooperative Bank coming with a 50% pre-tax gain growth. And I think this is a very good year for the financial sector.
Do you think we're merely just seeing a nice recovery when it comes to the banks? In other words, coming off a very low base at this point in time, do you think that we could see strong second 2010?
Yes, I think all the indicators point to a very impressive second half. I think it might even be better than the first half. We've seen them beefing up their ratios to be in compliance with the central bank requirements. So I think in the second half, we should be able to expect impressive results.
You mentioned Cooperative Bank and this company posting gross profits increase of around 50%. We also know that loans and advances are starting to increase quite nicely. What are your prospects for this bank?
I think this is one of the banks that should be watched in the next couple of years. They were the bank that announced most impressive half-year results with a pre-tax growth of about 50%. Looking at the regional expansion, I think they're going cautiously. They are about to open a branch in Southern Sudan. So I think it is a good counter to watch.
We also talked about this in yesterday's session, but it is very topical at this point in time. We're seeing quite a lot of rights issues coming to the fore. Standard Chartered Bank, of course, also under the spotlight at this point in time. Just give us your view on all the rights issues that we've been seeing from these banks.
Yes, we have seen that 75% of the rights issues is already taken by the major shareholders. So they're about to raise about 600 million shillings, which I think is a very small amount. We saw the share decline with the announcement of the offer price for the rights issue, which is about 165 shillings. The stock went to as below as about 240 shillings, but from yesterday we saw it beginning to gain momentum, and I think this momentum will build until the closure of the books.
Bernard, unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. That was Bernard Kiarie from Afrika Investment Bank.